Hi guys, my name is Beatrice and I'm one of the instructors here at Peace, Love and Yoga. Today I'll be guiding you through a quick 25-minute sequence. Join me on the mat. And we're going to start the practice in a child's pose. So bringing the feet together, the toes are touching, separate the knees, mat width distance. Just settle your hips back on your heels, walk your hands forward. The forehead touching the mat. Resting your third eye firmly. Just relax and breathe. Take 2 deep breaths. And then take an inhale and begin to rise up. Find your tabletop pose. So stack your wrists and your shoulders, your hips and your heels. Your hips and your knees. And then we can begin a cat-cow sway. So dip the belly, roll the shoulders back, gaze up. Exhale, reverse the motion, round the spine. Gaze at the hips. Again, big inhale, send the heart forward. We'll do one more round. Exhale. And we're going to start the practice in a child's pose. So bringing the feet together, the toes are touching, separate the knees, mat width distance. Just settle your hips back on your heels, walk your hands forward. The forehead touching the mat, resting your third eye firmly. Just relax and breathe. Take 2 deep breaths. And then take an inhale and begin to rise up. Find your tabletop pose. So stack your wrists and your shoulders, your hips and your heels. Your hips and your knees. And then we can begin a cat-cow sway. So dip the belly, roll the shoulders back, gaze up. Exhale, reverse the motion, round the spine. Gaze at the hips. Again, big inhale, send the heart forward. We'll do one more round. Exhale to reverse. Then we'll fire up our core. We'll draw the belly in and find our tabletop pose, nice and long through the crown of the head, drawing the belly in towards the spine. Take an inhale, extend the right arm and the left leg straight, flexing the back foot. As you exhale, tap right elbow, left knee. We'll do that again for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll switch over to the other side, maybe a cat-cow in between. And then as we inhale, we'll switch it out. Left arm straightens, right leg straightens. Exhale, tap elbow and knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then back to our tabletop. Let's find another cat-cow. Just reset the spine. And then we'll do a modified side plank. So take the right hand, place it one palm print in front of you, off to the right a little bit. Swivel the right foot off to the side, and then take an inhale and open it up. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. If you'd like, you can straighten the right leg and take a full side plank. One more breath. Come back to your tabletop. And then we'll move right into the other side. Take the left hand, a palm print in front of you, swivel the left foot out to the side, open up to face, I don't know where. And then come back to center, tabletop, to reverse. Then we'll fire up our core. We'll draw the belly in and find our tabletop pose, nice and long through the crown of the head, drawing the belly in towards the spine. Take an inhale, extend the right arm and the left leg straight, flexing the back foot. As you exhale, tap right elbow, left knee. We'll do that again for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll switch over to the other side, maybe a cat-cow in between. And then as we inhale, we'll switch it out. Left arm straightens, right leg straightens. Exhale, tap elbow and knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then back to our tabletop. Let's find another cat-cow. Just reset the spine. And then we'll do a modified side plank. So take the right hand, place it one palm print in front of you, off to the right a little bit. Swivel the right foot off to the side, and then take an inhale and open it up. Left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. If you'd like, you can straighten the right leg and take a full side plank. One more breath. Come back to your tabletop. And then we'll move right into the other side. Take the left hand, a palm print in front of you, swivel the left foot out to the side, open up to face, I don't know where. And then come back to center, tabletop. From tabletop, take a nice big inhale breath, curl the toes under. As you exhale, straighten the legs, send the hips back and down, find downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here, sway the hips maybe back and forth from side to side. Make sure you distribute the weight evenly in the hands and the feet, and then find some stillness, keeping the eyes closed, concentrating on the breath. Lift your heels nice and high, bend your knees and look forward. Then walk your feet to meet your wrists at the front of your mat. Drape your upper body over your legs, grab opposite elbows, and let yourself hang for a ragdoll pose. You can sway side to side, back and forth. Drop the hands down onto the mat beneath your shoulders, heel-toe your feet to touch, and inhale, halfway lift. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, fold forward and lengthen. And then inhale, nice and slow, find yourself to standing, reaching the arms up overhead, bringing the hands to meet, and then releasing both hands to heart center, Samastitihi. So beginning our Surya Namaskara A, inhale, reach the arms up to lengthen, find a mountain pose with the hands meeting overhead. Exhale, forward fold, nice and slow, bowing down, lengthening through the crown of the head. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms down, step your feet back, find a high plank pose, sending the heels towards the back wall. Now either come down onto the knees or shift the weight forward, hug the elbows in and lower down halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. As you inhale to an upward facing dog, straighten in the arms, press the hips forward, and then exhale, slowly step back into your downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths to find stability, maybe pedaling out the feet, playing with the weight, and then finding stillness with the eyes closed. From your downward facing dog, inhale and straighten the right leg behind you, pointing the back toe. As you exhale, bend the right knee, Bring the right foot through. Stay high on the back toe mound, and then inhale up to a crescent lunge. Both arms reach up overhead. Stack the hips and the shoulders. Stay for one more breath. And then find a supported warrior three with both hands framing the right foot and then straightening the right leg. Left leg finds a capital T shape with the back foot flexed. And step the left leg back. Find a pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana, squaring the hips, sending the right hip back and the left hip forward with a slight bend in the front knee so as not to hyperextend. Then take an inhale, find a standing splits. So square the hips and then see if you can lift the left toes as high as you can. At the same time, gaze at the right shin. Slowly bring the left foot down to meet the right. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale and fold forward. Now instead of doing anything else, bring both hands on the mat, step the feet back, find downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet and we'll move into the other side. So inhale, send the left leg back behind you, lengthen. Exhale and curl the left knee in, stepping the left foot through. In between the palms, high on the back toe mound, inhale to your crescent lunge pose. With a nice 90-degree bend in the knee, fingertips reaching high towards the ceiling. We'll find a supported warrior three pose. So inhale, exhale, frame the left foot, straighten the right leg. Look for that capital T shape. Back foot is flexed. On your next exhale, lower the right foot down. Find your pyramid pose. Squaring the hips. And then standing splits. So shifting the weight forward, lifting the right toes high, squaring the hips. And slowly release the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, make your way all the way to standing, reaching both arms up high. Exhale, Samastitihi. From the front of your mat, bring your hands to heart center. Take an inhale, reach both arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your hands through heart center space and forward fold, making your way all the way down. Then inhale, take a halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, and find your vinyasa. Lowering down to a chaturanga, inhaling up, upward facing dog, and exhaling, making your way back to a downward facing dog. Finding your breath. Now on your next inhale, roll forward into a high plank pose. Finding a nice long line of energy from the crown of the head to the heels, making sure the glutes aren't sticking up, the heels are pressing towards the back of your mat. And then we'll begin to do some shoulder taps. So taking the right hand, we'll tap the left shoulder, and then the left hand to tap the right. And just go back and forth for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You always have the option to lower down onto your knees, but we'll work on some hip dips. So keeping your high plank, recommit, realign, and then start to dip your hips towards the right, center, left, center, right, center for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can lower all the way down to your belly as you come to center with the left ear on the mat. Find a belly shavasana with the arms at your sides. So with the left ear on the mat and your belly shavasana, we're going to find a low cobra pose, Bhujangasana. So bring the chin to the front of the mat and then scoot your hands up so that they're right below your lowest rib, pressing against your side bodies. The elbows stick up and squeeze in towards each other. And then you have the option here to keep your feet together, pressing the fronts of the feet into the mat, or separating them hip width distance. Take an inhale and lift the upper body up onto the soft part of the low belly. At the same time, rotate the shoulders back and down. Keep the crown of the head gazing forward. Keep the crown of the head long and stay gazing forward. Keep pressing into the fronts of the feet. On your next exhale, slowly release your cobra. Bring the right ear on the mat and release the arms to your sides. Let go of any tension and find your breath again. Bring the chin back to the front of the mat as we move into Shalabhasana. So the feet again can be hip width distance or together. It's the yogi's choice. Arms can be at your sides just like this, palms facing the ground. Or you can find a nice interlace with both hands behind the low back, pressing and squeezing into the palms. Take an inhale, lift the upper part of the belly. Squeeze the palms together and rotate the shoulders back and in. Keep the crown of the head pointing towards the wall. Gaze at the front of your mat and press into the fronts of the feet. If this feels comfortable on the low back, lift the feet up off the mat. Keep squeezing the palms together and lifting the feet up till you reach your limit. On your next exhale, left ear comes down onto the mat. Release the grip if you have it, and lower yourself onto the mat again for a belly shavasana. Bring the chin to the front of the mat again. For a floor bow, bend both knees, and then keep your arms at your sides with the palms facing the ground, and choose your option here. You can cactus the hands at your sides, or you can reach the arms back to grab any part of the foot or the ankle. Once you have your grip, inhale, lift the upper part of the belly, roll the shoulders back, and keep kicking the feet into the hands if you have that grip. Take an exhale, release the grip, lower yourself back down onto the mat. So with the chin facing the front of the mat, take both hands and place them right beneath your shoulders. And then allow yourself to press the hips back and find a child's pose. Opening the knees up and settling in. On your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop. And from your tabletop, curl your toes under, walk your fingertips forward, and straighten your legs to a downward facing dog. Take an inhale and lift the right leg high. As you exhale, we'll move into a downward facing pigeon pose. So bending the right knee and then setting it right behind the right wrist as you walk the left leg back. Settle the hips forward and down, and then walk yourself down onto your elbows. If that feels comfortable, stay there. If not, walk yourself further down. Take an inhale and slowly walk yourself back up. Curl the left toes under and step the right leg back to a downward facing dog. Take an inhale and lift the left leg high. As you exhale, find pigeon pose. This time the left knee behind the left wrist and the right leg walks itself back. Finding that nice space as you settle yourself in and walk yourself down. Begin to walk yourself back up, curl your right toes, and step your left leg back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, step down onto your knees, and then sit back on your heels. Now, whichever way you like, scoot your feet around to face the front. Extend both legs long out in front of you, keeping your feet flexed and your toes pointing up, and find Paschimottanasana, squaring your sit bones on the mat, extending both arms up overhead while both feet are flexed, and then exhaling to extend the arms to reach for the feet. Hinging from the waist here, grab for the feet, the crown of the head reaches for the toes. On your next breath, release your grip if you have one, and slowly begin to rise up. Take both hands behind you and bend your knees. Your feet are about hip-width distance. Scoot your glutes in towards your heels and then lower yourself down onto your elbows. Release your elbows so that your back is all the way on the mat, and then walk your heels in as close as you can to your glutes. Moving into a bridge pose. The arms are at your sides, palms facing the ground. Take an inhale and lift your hips high up towards the ceiling. You can keep the hands where they're at or find an interlace with both hands together, pressing the outer edge into the mat to lift the hips higher. Exhale to release the grip and lower your hips down onto the mat. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze and then roll side to side. Release both legs long onto your mat and your arms at your sides. Close your eyes and find a Shavasana pose. Thanks for joining me for that quick 25-minute sequence. I know I really enjoyed myself. I hope you did too. Hope to see you on the mat real soon.